Hi guys, Josh here from Sportitude Running. It's shoe review time, and today we're going to be talking all things Nimbus Lite 3 from Asics. The Nimbus Lite 3 is a max cushion neutral running shoe from the Asics family. So what they have offered underneath the foot here is exactly the same as the Nimbus Lite 2. We've got flight foam technology underneath the foot on a really generous stack, so it's going to feel extremely plush, very soft throughout the whole gait transition. And on top of the shoe itself, we have a really nice secure fit, a new construction with the tongue. It is a knitted design with a great gusseted system, be it the medial and the lateral side. The Nimbus Lite 3 here is designed for your mileage runners, those higher cadence runners that enter the ground on that more of a mid-foot base. If you happen to be a heel striker, I'd be nudging you towards the Nimbus 24s. But this shoe here has not changed my perception on the Nimbus Lite franchise. The 2 performed really well and the 3 was no different. And today's review, we're going to be diving into the minor changes from the version 2 to the version 3, give you all the information that you need at home to, who knows, add this to your shoe rotation. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. So the Nimbus Lite 3 is a neutral running shoe designed for a neutral foot type. So to find out whether that's you or not, hit the link in this video and we'll take you through to our foot type review, where we identify the 3 different foot types, select the neutral chapter, and you'll get a bit more information on what we're talking about with regards to your neutral foot types. With reference to rotation, where this shoe fits, I firmly believe this is going to be a great shoe for that runner who's leaning towards your mileage shoe for 1, maybe 2 runs a week. If you're someone that's searching for a shoe to do it all, I wouldn't be leaning on the Nimbus Lite 3 because it's just too light and too soft and it won't last quite as long. However, it is a fantastic shoe to complement your shoe rotation if you're looking for that really light, soft package, and that's going to help you protect your body on those long, easy days out on the road. So in my hand, I hold the Nimbus Lite 3 in the ladies, and I hold over here the Nimbus Lite 3 in the men's. They look exactly the same, however there's a subtle difference with the outsole, which we'll get onto in 2 ticks. The reason I'm holding the ladies in my hand is because the comparison is going to be between the 3 and the 2 in the ladies model. So touching on the upper first, I want to call out a really cool statistic. 50% of the materials up top are used from recycled materials, and Asics are trying to reduce their carbon footprint, so kudos to brands that are going down that path, so well done to Asics. As I have said previously, the shoe itself from the bottom down is exactly the same. The magic or the changes in this shoe are all in the upper. The great thing about the Nimbus Lite 3 is the new tongue. So we have a knitted construction, very light, very thin, extremely breathable. It's the exact same tongue that they have used in the Nimbus 24s. So obviously they have found that system to be very comfortable, very supportive, doing all it needs to do for a tongue. The gusseted construction is really comfortable as well. Some brands don't get it right and they make it too tight and it feels a bit restrictive across your navicular. This has the perfect amount of support, I must say. So on the lateral side, the gusseted construction runs down to the midsole. On the medial side, the gusseted comes down to the midsole as well. The other cool thing about this shoe, I think if they had to change anything from the 2 to the 3, it was going to be how deep the shoe fitted. I like the fact it is a marginally deeper through that forefoot, so it provides a little bit more wriggle room. This was still a great comfortable fit. However, due to the fact it was a slightly thicker tongue and a more dialed in construction through that upper, through the forefoot, I tend to find this to be a little bit firmer across the toe box. Nimbus Lite 3 happens to be a little bit more generous, which is a great thing. Coming back to the heel counter, the only noticeable change you can see is the pull tab at the back through here. However, I can confirm that the foam on the inside is a little bit softer as well. It's the same internal heel counter construction. However, that first step in, that comfort around the back of your heel, has been improved with the Lite 3. So now dialing into the outsole, the part of the shoe that protects the asset, the midsole, from all of the elements you'll be running on, so be it your bitumen and pavement surfaces. First thing I want to talk about is the flexibility through the forefoot. So we have 5 flex screws on offer, which is a generous amount of flexibility. It does help with that element of rocker through that forefoot for your foot to then engage and get out of your gait cycle. I wouldn't say it's an aggressive rocker by any stretch, however it does have a really smooth exit, which is great. The other thing that's of note is that the shoe itself is full ground contact. It's been the same from version 1, 2 and 3. As you can see through here, 2 and 3. Not any change whatsoever with the outsole configuration. AHAR rubber on offer at the back of the shoe through here, just for those people that do drop back to that heel striking phase of the gait cycle. Now again, I have touched on, this is really more for that midfoot runner. However, runners will sometimes progress back to that heel, and it's important to have an element of protection at the back of the outsole through there. The other thing I'd like to point out is there is a big difference between the men's and the women's with regards to the outsole configuration. So on your screen, you'll see here that the men's has a little vertical pod, which almost sits exactly between the heel and the forefoot, that midsection of the shoe. Now that is essentially been placed there to provide a little bit more protection for that midsole. Generally speaking, and I use that term loosely, but generally speaking, men do hit the ground a little bit harder underneath their body, so we do need to offer a little bit more construction and support for that midsole, which is essentially why that little pod is on play now. Now touching on the midsole of this shoe, nothing has changed as I've touched on, so talking about the statistics first, we have a 25mm heel and a 15mm forefoot. That's 10mm variance in the men's. In the ladies, we have a 27mm heel and a 14mm forefoot for that 13mm heel to toe drop. Asics have been known for this, and I've said this in previous videos, they tend to have slightly different engineering, especially around the midsole construction for men's and women's. They're a research-based company, so they have identified that women need a little bit more of a high heel to toe drop to cater for their natural plane of movement. The other thing I'd like to talk about with this shoe itself is it is a max cushion shoe, and the flight foam technology is on offer exactly the same as version 2 through here. So therefore, for that runner that's searching for that really nice entry, easy, effortless release, but a consistent ride from the heel right through to the forefoot, Nimbus Lite 3 provides all of that. Nothing changed from Lite 2. I really liked how this shoe performed, and I really like how the version 3 performs as well. Okay guys, in summary, Nimbus Lite 3 is going to be a great performer yet again. So we had a lot of success fitting the Nimbus Lite 2. Nimbus Lite 3 is going to be no different. Some important key takeaway messages. The shoe itself is lighter than last season. So the men's Nimbus Lite 3 has gone to 250 grams, and that was a reduction from 275. It's a big change. And the women's, we measured it to be around 210 grams from 220. So considerable weight reduction, and you got to say it's all in the upper because the midsole and the outsole is exactly the same as a previous version. So by making the ton lighter, thinner, and just stripping down a little bit of the materials up top, they've been able to execute a lighter shoe, which is fantastic. And on that discussion being high mileage, really cushioned, light shoes, I would have to say that the only other similar shoes I would put against this, New Balance 1080 version 11 and your Clifton franchise. So your Clifton 8s out there. So if you happen to be a 1080 wearer or a Clifton 8 wearer and you're looking for something with a little bit more of a high heel to toe offset, you can probably transition yourself into the Lite 3 with great success. Again, want to touch on the fact that it is just standard width as well. So the men's comes in a D width and the lady comes in a B width. It is a pretty niche shoe, so not a lot of stores will carry this shoe, and it is dialed in specifically for that high mileage runner, high cadence, more of your midfoot entry point. So if you happen to be a heel striker, I've touched on this a couple of times, I will be pushing you towards the Nimbus 24s. Just get a little bit more support and protection underneath your body for that entry on your gait cycle. So there you have it. That is my take on the Nimbus Lite 3. I really like what Asics are doing in this space. I loved when they launched Nimbus Lite 1 a couple of years ago now, and I have progressively enjoyed the Nimbus Lite franchise every single model. So if you've got any questions about this shoe or you've used the Nimbus Lites previously, let us know in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, hit the red button, stay notified, and we'll keep pumping out these shoe reviews for you, the running community out there. And until next time, stay safe, be kind to one another, happy running, and we will see you out on the road. Take care.